Thought I'd do a quick little demo here of the brand new Hero 3 with the brand new LCD touchscreen backpack. This is a really cool device, and let me show you some of the cool things that you can do with it. It's not like the old backpack. The old backpack, you plug in your camera, you could see what you're doing, but you still had to go in on the menus and adjust all your settings using the two buttons on the GoPro. The new GoPro backpack, which is really cool, it clips on the same way the old backpack does. It has a little notch here, and it has the connector pin here, so you just click it on your camera like so. Turn on your camera, and then what you're going to notice, the big difference is on this backpack, and we'll turn it over here. This backpack actually is a touch screen, so if you want to do your settings on your camera, you can actually go in on the menus on your camera and do all your settings that you could never do with your other backpack. So that is one cool feature that makes setting up your camera a lot faster. So you can go in your resolutions, you can actually go in your menus, and you can do your setups. Everything's actually laid out for you on the camera. Your settings, to do all your settings. What's also cool about this camera is once you've done your settings, say you still want to put it in the housing and you want to use it underwater or outside, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the housing here, the brand new housing. And this is what's one of the cool features of this is, on this camera, even on the housing they give you here, you can see the housing here. Oops, let's go back in here and stop the camera. You can do all the settings from the camera. This is some videos that I shot here. So you can actually do all your video settings. You can actually do all your settings even with the backpack on here. You can do your settings, which is a nice feature. So all your settings as you're seeing here on the camera, even with the underwater housing on your GoPro here, you can do all your same settings. You can adjust your resolution, you can do everything even with the backpack on. So underwater this will even work, so if you want to do your adjustments through your camera underwater or wherever you are, this is a cool adapter. So you can do all your settings just like you would normally do, but this way you can now do them with the touch screen. So if you want to do your settings 720, you want to print your resolution, we'll say 120 frames per second, we'll lock it, and then it shows 720, 120 frames per second widescreen, and it also shows now the same settings on the front of the camera. So this is a cool adapter. I'll be shooting more videos about the GoPro 3 in the coming days and weeks. If you have any questions, post your comments below. Thanks for watching.
As I've said in every single one of my other videos, I'm going to say it again. Hi guys, I'm Darryl from Mitch625.com, and today we're taking a look at this little fella, the GoPro LCD Touch BacPac. And it is what it sounds, an LCD display that attaches to the back of your GoPro Hero 3 camera. Now, since the dawn of time, or at least when the GoPro Hero 3 came on the market, we always had to aim what we wanted to shoot was actually in frame, as we probably wanted this, but we ended up with this. But thankfully the LCD Touch BacPac helps us get around this problem by adding a live view display to the back of the camera. Now admittedly, I wondered, and you're probably wondering yourself, why didn't GoPro just add the display in the first place? But this is what makes the camera so small and versatile. You can just hook it on anywhere and just start recording. But recently, GoPro have recently updated their GoPro cameras with the built-in Wi-Fi, which allows you to send the live preview over to your compatible smartphone. But there certainly was a disadvantage to this sort of feature, as it came to the battery life on the Hero 3 itself. And plus there was around a 3-second lag in between the live preview on the actual camera, which was sent over to your smartphone, and this made it very difficult to line up your shot in real time. So having the screen on the back of the camera certainly makes it a lot easier by seeing what the camera actually sees, therefore eliminating a lot of the guesswork. And also, I really cannot actually remember how many times I've skipped over the option by using the only 2 buttons found on the camera just to change the resolution. And this screen finally gives us a much more logical menu system to play with. You can change things like frame rates, resolution, system settings just by tapping the option you want. And if you use a smartphone, there really isn't any point reading the manual, as you'll just know how to use it. It's just that easy. Plus, one of the biggest benefits of having a screen on the back of the GoPro is you're actually able to see what you've previously recorded. And this also means you can actually delete the stuff you previously recorded, meaning you can save some space on your micro SD card, as storage is precious when you're away from a computer. So being able to delete what we don't need is a huge blessing. Now, if you were me originally, you're probably thinking, oh no, we have to buy a whole new waterproof housing for the GoPro Hero 3. You're wrong, because actually in the box you get 3 back doors. You get the touchscreen back door, which allows you to choose the touchscreen. Not underwater, it's worth saying. It will not work underneath water. You do get the normal hard case back door, which allows you to use the camera but without using the touchscreen, and it keeps the depth up to 60 meters, and you get the normal skeleton back door, which means you get the best audio quality but is not going to be waterproof, and you'll be able to use the touchscreen just like normal. Now, having the display on the back of the camera isn't necessarily all sing and dancing, as let's face it, the battery life of the GoPro Hero 3 isn't exactly its strongest selling point. So when using display, expect a battery life to be reduced by 15 or 20%, so this is definitely worth considering if you only have one battery to hand. Now, this can be a disadvantage only to some. The GoPro Hero 3 is a very light camera, but by the time you add the display, it adds about another 30 grams, which isn't much, but is roughly half the weight of the actual camera. So if you depend on using the floaty back door so your camera doesn't sink in water, it's worth saying the floaty back door will not support the camera with the LCD Touch BacPac. To round things up, the GoPro LCD Touch BacPac certainly brings a load of new functionality to your GoPro Hero 3 camera, and you're probably thinking that you should have had a screen anyway, but certainly once you get attached this screen to the camera, you'll be asking yourself, how did I even use the camera beforehand? I'm Darryl from Mitch625.com, and let me know what you think of the GoPro LCD Touch BacPac in the comments below.